Soccer is one of many growing sports in Atlanta. It's not just growing in the metro area, but also in the hearts of children who are playing it. One program's mission is to bridge soccer and life skills so that children can potentially apply these lessons to their everyday lives.
It started in the west side neighborhoods of Atlanta, one of the Boys and Girls Clubs. And the woman who founded it herself was the daughter of sharecroppers from South Georgia. She grew up relatively poor, but she had a very entrepreneurial spirit. She didn't know diddly about soccer, and in fact it was almost comical when she'd get out there in her shorts trying to kick a soccer ball, but Carolyn, bless her heart, was so into it for these kids. Eventually the organization got a lot of very high-profile sponsors, and it became very sponsor-driven, and so Soccer in the Streets started doing events in conjunction with big soccer events like the World Cup in '94.
Here at 5 Points MARTA Station, children come and play soccer, where they can engage with others and learn life skills while playing the global sport.
And see, I've started it with Soccer in the Streets as a volunteer in another city in '92, and then came here in '98 and started working full-time. I mean, it was a dream. It's been a dream job for me because I believe in this and I see the benefits that it has on kids and families and communities.
And as the years progressed, Soccer in the Streets would later notice an increase in participants, but furthermore, an increase in the number of children they could impact.
We had a huge leap from the year before when we went from 2,000 to 5,000. We tend more now to not focus on how many kids we work with. We're more into how deep we can go with working with communities rather than how broad we go. So we much rather be working with the same kid at school, at the weekend, rather than just getting 1,000 kids out to an event, because you don't really impact what they do unless you work with them on a regular basis.
What we've noticed there is that by us being there with those kids, they're able to find a sense of belonging. They have coaches that care about them. When they have problems, they can talk to their coach, they can talk to each other. I mean, it's really like a family.
Both Joel and Abdul care deeply about the kids they coach.
I decided to take this job to be happy. I was working another job, didn't like it too much, so now that I'm working with kids, doing something I like.
Some of these kids, they are growing up. It was a bit difficult. You know, we have kids from war zone, kids without parents. So my challenge is to just, let them believe that, there are good things for them.
While Soccer in the Streets teaches life skills, the organization helps prevent children from getting caught in adverse situations. Unfortunately, not every child can beat their unfavorable circumstances.
One boy, he decided he still wanted to play soccer, so we signed him up on a suburban team. Fast forward a couple of years later, we got word that he'd actually been shot in the street. We had to we went to his funeral, and we had a picture of him in a soccer uniform and handed it to his mom. But it just shows that when kids don't have an outlet and they don't have positive role models, they can go the wrong way.
It's one of those things, it did a lot for me actually. It was a really important thing for me in my life. It's one of those things that helps me get out of the bed in the morning, whether it's I'm looking forward to soccer practice, seeing my friends, or I'm looking forward to a certain game on the weekend so I can watch it with my dad. Just one of those things that always made me want to look forward. Also taught me a lot of things. It taught me that you can't be shy. Sometimes you have to go out there and be outgoing to make friends. Sometimes you're not going to like everything that happens. You're not going to like the situation you're in. You have to learn how to deal with those things so that you and your team, or whether you or your family, you and your classmates, can achieve a certain goal. So I guess achieving goals is what soccer did for me, and making achieving goals a really big importance, and that's how it affected me positively. So, to take things that I learned and then say, hey, I'm going to get better. I'm going to teach it to my little brother, or my little sister, or my little sister's friend if she likes soccer. Just to stay involved in the community, because that's a really big part of the program.
We love going in and giving kids a chance to just be kids and have fun, and it can be life-changing. Now we're in Atlanta with a professional soccer team. There's the opportunity for employment on so many levels, not just playing, because the kids now, they kind of think, oh, I want to be a pro athlete, I'm going to be a pro ball player someday, but 99.999% of those kids will not play professional ball. But they could be behind a camera, interviewing people. They could be on the radio. They could be lining fields. They could be doing a lot of things, literally thousands of jobs out there tied into a sports that, you know, kids can aspire to now that they have that in. And that's what we're trying to do, is give them that exposure, that in, through just a simple game.